And 1, 2, 3, go.
Are we live?
Hello. That's I think that's his crazy face. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back in the clouds live on this lovely Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. on the nose. Let us know if you can hear us and see us and all that good stuff.
I can see us.
Let's hope that I have the. Let's hope that I have the.
Yeah. Okay. We have audio and we have video. We're good.
We have audio and we have video.
Hello, friends.
What's up?
Welcome
what's
to
up?
the show.
Shane. What is up, Shane?
Shane's the man.
Shane is the man with the plan.
Supreme Nat. Nate.
Nate.
The Supreme threw me off. Supreme Nate. Corey Jackson in the house. Raging Vapor.
And
Dom.
1, 2, 3, go. Hello. Shout out to everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys had a good week, a good Thanksgiving, a good Black Friday. If you went Black Friday shopping, I hope your weekend is
I go yellow Friday shopping.
Yellow Friday. When's that?
It's the same day.
Oh, same day. You just go yellow.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever color you like. So let's do the damn thing, right? How are you?
We're doing the damn
Logan?
thing. We're here. I'm here. I'm good. I'm doing well.
I can tell you're holly and jolly. You get that tree shining bright in the background.
You like that? I had to get it in the background. Me and Matt were in a little bit of a Zoom room before this, and he was watching me just like finagle my mic and camera all over the place trying to get the tree in the background for you guys, and I managed to do it.
Some camera clacks.
Camera we had dangle. Some camera clickety clack dangly smacks going on. But yeah, we put up the tree today. The kids helped with that. That was a ton of fun. Kind of decorated. We've got the stockings up. We've got all the Christmas stuff out and about. Did a lot around here today.
You can't complain about a Saturday night to yourself, though. You know what I'm saying?
So you guys get guitars and Christmas in the background tonight.
Are you gonna play a little bit for us?
Nope.
Can't play us a tune until your fingers bleed.
No, I'm not gonna do that tonight. It's actually been. I mean, I could put a couple of licks and riffs out there for you guys, but it's been a long time since I sat down and like played.
You know that feeling that you always forget something? I forgot my beer, so you keep chatting about the comfy setting that you got going on there with the lights and all
nice
that. I'm gonna grab my beer.
It's like the house feels like warm and Christmassy. You know, like when you finally get all the Christmas decorations up and you have that like warm glow of Christmas in the house. That is what we have now. The only issue is my cats are going to destroy everything. All right. They will inevitably destroy everything. But it is what it is. Otherwise,
I think I'm gonna do that too. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. No, looks great. It's so much red and black. There's just so much red.
Sorry, I was just being a troll that I am.
Just troll it.
So, I'm glad your week went good.
Other than that, had a busy week at work because we had some nice weather. So I went and did a bunch of jobs.
Nice.
And basically, I have been vaping basically the two same setups that I had last week all week. And I desperately need to change my cotton. But you know what? We're just going to power through.
We're just going to, power through, do the damn thing.
We're just going to power through.
Yeah.
Cats are nature's destroyers. This is true. How was your week, Matt?
Good. I actually really good because I've been on vacation all week, so can't complain about that. I mean, who could? So yeah, no, vacation, went out and did a few things around here, prepped up for Thanksgiving, had an awesome first Thanksgiving dinner at our place here. We've been here about 6 months.
Yeah,
so.
Thanksgiving was this week. We did that too.
Yeah,
how was it?
Oh, it was good. I had my brother and his girlfriend came over, and my brother's friend and my girlfriend had some nieces and nephews over, and my girlfriend's parents. So it was nice. It was a good time. Some drinking, awesome turkey. Followed a little method online, and it came out very nice. No ham. We didn't do like the turkey ham. We just turkey
just
and
turkey?
Everything else.
Yeah, we just did just turkey too.
Yeah, I think one
and
year
like
we did
40
turkey
sides.
Yeah, 40 sides. Yeah, and then like 12 desserts and 100 beers.
Yeah, no, I didn't drink Thursday night because I had to work Friday. But yeah, no, we went over to a family thing, Thanksgiving dinner, and
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good time. It's a great time.
It's always nice when a family thing goes good, or like better than expected. I used to go to
Yeah,
family
yeah,
things, and obviously when I was younger, it used to just be like big embarrassment type deal. Like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
Jesus, goddamn family thing, Christmas with the Cranks or some shit like that, you know. So,
I
what do
don't
you?
mind. I don't mind family events,
Yeah,
as long as they don't happen like every weekend. Like I'm good with family events every now and again. You know what I mean, for like holidays and stuff like that. But
what are you vaping? What are you drinking? What are you?
well, I'm not really drinking anything.
We lost him. We
I'm
lost
back.
him, fellas.
Sorry, I'm. There's a lovely young lady who's gonna be bringing me a beer. But in the meantime,
Wow. So should I go
um,
first? You want me to go first then? We
no,
can.
she's on her way.
Okay, all
She's
right, go ahead. Yeah.
fantastic. She's the love of my life. She's no, she's amazing.
Fantastic, she
It's
is.
nothing fancy. I'm gonna have a blue light. There you go. Canada. There you go, Shane. Blue light.
Is that your Canadian shout out or
That's my
Canada?
Canadian shout out. Canada Day was a while ago. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with it, but either way, I've got the
Goddamn
rudder
guy.
and I've got the dang RDA on top.
That
Thank you again,
dang.
Matt. That dang RDA sitting on top of the rudder. I'm still vaping that tailored iced tea, strawberry lemonade. Been
And
awesome.
just to answer Corey real quick, yeah, Logan and myself are tainted with nicotine.
Yes, it flows through my veins. Got the purple top side. Citadel on top, kind of through a little bit of a different build, a little bit of a different way to vape the Citadel. Kind of took that Ultim insert out of there, opened up the chamber a little bit, cranked the wattage up a little higher, threw a lower build in there, 0.25, 60 watts. And I've got that tropical blue raspberry. Matt, I got to tell you,
Attaboy.
you talked about this liquid for a long time, so I went out and I bought it. And I didn't like it. And I was vaping it out of, I had it in Goon 1.5 on a Dreamer. 0.11, 0.12 build in there. Real nice build on the Dreamer. And I didn't like it. I was getting so much of it that I was getting this weird kids' medicine taste out of it.
Yeah, that artificial kind of.
But now that I've toned it back through a single coil and something lower wattage, that's gone. And this is a phenomenal vape.
That's what you gotta love about it, man. You gotta
Yeah,
love it.
dude, like it's one of those things where like I didn't want to give up on it because there were components to the liquid that I liked, but I wasn't sure why I was getting that flavor, so I threw it in something else. Problem solved. ASMR.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Give us the taste of that. Let us know. Give us the full.
Tastes like Canadian piss.
The Canadian. That's what everybody was expecting. We're like, all right, let's see it. Let's see what it tastes. I've never had one, so I was.
Okay,
curious.
are you ready? We're gonna do a beer pairing out of a can.
Sounds great. I don't even know how that's gonna work. As if there's no lid on the fucking can.
It's terrible, terrible beer pairing. Matt, what are you vaping tonight?
All right, so I got quite a few setups. I got something that I set up, and I did not vape it because I wanted to vape it on the actual live stream. I'm just gonna start off with this one just right off the rip. Shout out to Shane, Mr. Saddle Horse Blues up there in Canada, another Canadian brews. I know. I'm thinking about beer. Fucking brews. Yeah. Shout out.
By
to
the
Shane.
way, Saddle Horse Blues would be a fantastic name for a brewery.
It
All right,
really
continue.
would. Oh, that's a good business idea. Take notes, Shane. Write that down real quick. So yeah, shout out to Shane and his awesome crew up there. I ordered some coils from Shane, and he sent me the recurve squonk mod. Of course, my favorite colors. So of course on top had that recurve dual, red and black, matchy, and I'm just gonna go ahead.
This is your first rip, right?
This is my first rip off of this mod. In case anybody's curious, I have that Turkish Harvest.
So matchy. Hold all of it up.
It's just the full.
Look at how
real
much
deal.
red and black is on the screen. If you're about to have a seizure, please look away.
I know Frames Janklin isn't here in the chat, but he's been talking a lot about his match game, and nobody beats me. Take a look at the screen.
Nobody beats Matt.
Nobody beats me.
Nobody beats Matt.
You're confused, so.
I mean, from the chair to the microphone to the
the
wall to the
chair,
mod to the bottle to
the rims. Hello,
to
what
the
are we talking
rims,
about here?
to the even the tool bag.
Yes, sir.
Like
Um,
what? How is your match game that strong?
I got a
And
problem.
prior to this, you were wearing a red hat. You had a red hat on.
I had to take it off. Where did I put it? I put it in the other room.
Matt
Make
is
RDAs great
colorblind
again.
for everything except black and
Wait,
red.
you're telling me this is black and red? So,
I thought I
yeah.
liked blue. Fuck.
So Turkish harvest on the inside of that. I'm still stuck in fall. I've barely scratched the surface
Cheech
on
wants
this
to know if
bottle.
that's an 18650 or a 21.
Oh, it's everything.
It's everything.
21,700, 2,700, 18,650, and
Hi,
another
Tom.
battery size smaller. I just 10,650. Is that what it is? 10.
15?
It's something
No.
smaller. I listened to Mike's video earlier. I think I'm clearly incorrect about the smaller battery size.
Yeah.
But it comes with two adapters. It comes
Because
with an
there's a
18.
16350 as well.
It comes with an 18650 adapter and then an even smaller one.
That might be a
So
16350, I think. No.
the case for it's up there. I don't want to tear it
I don't
apart,
know.
but I'm just gonna give this thing a rip. I'm just yapping about it, and I gotta love that right there. That's squonk.
Yeah, that squonk is nice.
And Shane, I actually don't have your coils in this one, but I will talk about in a second what I have your coils.
Yes,
in,
it does have it. I knew that it did have a chip. It
does.
so
Yeah, it has a
the
chip.
weird mods like this that have chips but I just refer to mods like this as non-variable mods. I know that that's not the name, but that's what makes sense to me because it has a chip. It has all the safety features of something that has a chip, and it's not just a MOSFET.
Holy crap, dude! I forgot how tight that is compared to some of my other setups I got going right now. Whew,
Yeah.
and it's warm, dude. That is great. That butterscotch
Yeah.
and that apple. Oh, it's so like deep and dense. I'm just getting so much vapor production.
Ricky's calling you a liar.
a liar. Smallest it takes is an 18650. True. Is that an actual fact?
He's calling you a liar,
He's
man.
making me get the goddamn box. He's probably right. No, he's probably right. Like I said, I just got this.
You're a goddamn liar. Man.
I didn't watch all the reviews on this. Is it? No, it takes. Well, maybe the 18650 is. Hold on here, Ricky. Yeah, no, he's right. 21,700, 2,700.
Ricky Mahoney
But no,
for the win.
It does take another battery, a 2650. So
2650.
that's the one I never heard of. So all right, Ricky, thanks for correcting me. So it takes a little plethora of batteries, just nothing smaller than an 18650. So
Yeah, 2650s and 2700s.
it's got all its little protections, all the low voltage, overdraw, all those protections. But dude, this thing is great. It feels great in the hands. I have bigger hands, so for some reason my pinky is just kind of naturally under the whole device. But slow. You don't even have to pull hard. You just nice. So thank you again, Shane. I really appreciate it. Seriously, I know we're like kidding around and stuff, but thank you. I appreciate the hell out of you. I think we were talking about it yesterday a little bit in voice box when we all popped in for a few minutes. I went to the little leasing office today and they had the package and I was like, oh, no, he didn't. I was like, there's no way there's 2 sets of coils in this box. I was like, there's something else in here. And I opened it and my girlfriend was like, what'd you get? What'd you get? She like saw me like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, there are great people on this earth. So I guess to continue on, we're still talking match game. Don't worry. Arcless with that Apocalypse 25 on top. Vaping the last of Rocket Blast.
Yeah.
It's getting down there, man. 100 mLs. I know they just had a crazy sale. I want to say 50. They were doing 50% off Rocket Blast. I could be wrong. I didn't order any more, but this is a great setup. So much more airflow than that recurve. Same as Logan. I'm rocking that tropical blue raspberry on the Dead Goat. That Desire Designs Cut Premium.
See, now do you get that like weird chalky kids medicine taste?
No, I never did. At first I thought it was...
I do. Whenever I can't vape this liquid in like a high wattage setup.
At first I noticed it was kind of I felt like it was kind of like bland, like it was very faint, like the flavor I was getting out of it. But I restricted the airflow a little bit, brought my coils closer together. For some reason, it started to taste better. Or maybe I'm just crazy.
Gian. I don't know how to say your name properly, and I'm sorry.
Maybe it's
Gian? Is it Gian? I don't know. I still use the Aegis 26650. It's a fantastic mod.
Yeah, so I got that, and then the last thing I um, got that dang, still on the dang, and this is the Saddle Horse Blues coils that I have inside there. If it'll clarify, I don't really know if it will. Got some aliens in there coming out right around 0.12, and I'm working on it. I'm working on the pancake, that waffle,
That waff.
whatever the hell it is, that
That
waff.
waff. That waff, though.
I'm squonk modded out tonight, man.
Just squonking.
It's just
Squonking.
just a squonking, man.
Yeah, I got one squonk and one tripper set up. That is it.
And that's great too. And then
It's John.
oh, it's John. John. Okay.
Okay.
We're the
John. I'm never gonna remember that, and I'm probably forever gonna call you Gian.
as far as what I'm
and that's how it works.
This is what I'm drinking. Some Wachusett Blueberry, New England's favorite blueberry beer.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna pour that up. You can keep talking. I'm gonna pour 2 of these in this tall boy, and I'm gonna.
He's gonna pour 2, ladies and gentlemen. We're going big.
I'm hoping it'll hold 2. Probably gonna spill it all over my lap.
You're probably gonna spill it all over that keyboard.
I gotta hold it up.
You gotta look at that, ladies and gentlemen. He is now slowly pouring Massachusetts'
Okay, so
favorite
it's definitely not gonna fit
blueberry
2.
beer.
I'm guessing less than 1.5.
It is not going to fit 2.
But I'm gonna brim it.
He is now going to proceed to brim it. Ooh.
God, that
Ooh.
sounds wrong. Brim it? What the fuck?
Brim it.
What are we talking about on this live stream?
I'm trying to narrate seductively.
Oh my.
Look at that golden, fantastic blueberry beer.
I'm not pairing this with anything. There's nothing that's gonna pair. Maybe that tropical blue raspberry. That's good. No beard, no problems. No, that's very good. So that's what I'm vaping. I'm so glad I can start vaping this. I've been sitting here since I went on Instagram Live at probably 5 o'clock, and I just haven't touched this because I've been wanting to use it. I don't know whose coils these are. I really want to say they're Shane's, but I could be lying. They could be Twisted Timmy. I just ordered some Twisted Timmy coils. Shout out to him. I'm sure he's not here, but Twisted Timmy. If you're looking for some great coils at like a really good price, you can message. I think it's Twisted Timmy or Twisted Timmy's Backup. He has like 2 accounts now on Instagram, and
it's TWIZTID.
Yeah, Timmy's Coils, and I got a.
Hello, camera. Thank you.
I got a 7-set variety pack for $35 with free shipping, and
my camera doesn't want to focus on me anymore.
If you think it sounds too good to be true, just head over to Instagram, DM him. You can pay him through PayPal, and the coils are great. It's not some kind of like, what do you mean $35 for 7 sets? They must be horrible. Like, oh no, these coils are great and they hold up. And I still have setups that have Twisted Timmy coils going on a couple months. So
yeah. I use Timmy's coils as well. They're fantastic.
And yeah, Logan, I found Timmy through Logan. So, man, hey, trust my.
Hi,
I'm right here.
Hi, I'm Logan. So yeah.
Hey,
so
hey.
you had a good week. You had a good Thanksgiving. You've got some good vapes. You poured a great beer.
I didn't do any.
What
Black
a great
Friday
show
shopping.
so far.
Did
you
do any Black Friday shopping? Oh no, you were working. You said, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was at work. So no, I normally don't. I'm not a big Black Friday shopper. I prefer Cyber Monday stuff.
Yeah, I always thought like that too. Like, why do I want to go out and get trampled when I can just order shit online on Monday?
Yeah.
Whatever,
I think we only had one report from somebody getting injured at Walmart this year here in town. Just one.
Corey said your presents are too much for the camera. You got to tone it down. Your camera wants to focus on you got a holiday.
There's
cam.
no presents. Just a cat. There's a cat under there.
That could be a present for somebody.
Yeah. But yeah, no presents yet. We'll do Christmas shopping soon.
That's great. I forgot how much I like that Turkish Harvest. I was using it for a little while and then I put it away. But so yeah, it's good. It's good that we both had great Thanksgivings. No Black Friday shopping. Yeah, I guess we can get into news and advocacy. Want to get into some news and advocacy?
Did you do the thing?
I'm gonna do the thing. We're not gonna be able to see it on our screen, but they'll be able to see it. 1, 2, 3. News and advocacy. We'll see it 10 seconds from now. Whoa! News.
How do we know we're back?
We're back. We are back.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah, we should. We should
uh,
see that. Hold on. I'm trying. I'm
have
watching
you
the.
have
I'm
you
watching the
tested
playback.
it? Is this the first time you've tested it?
Okay. No, I just saw it, so it did work. Okay.
Did it work? I
It
haven't seen it
worked.
yet. Oh, look at that!
It
Oh my
worked.
gosh,
We made
it
it
worked.
worked.
Cool.
It's
You're the
always funny.
man, Matt.
It's always funny when you do something like that. I wanted to see if it would work. That's great. So I guess we can talk first, and we were talking about this a little bit before the show. Munster, Indiana. I'm gonna drop the link to this little article that we're gonna chat about in the chat right about now. You should be able to see that. Hope you guys can see that. Um, so you guys know how we do this. Basically, we just kind of read. We'll stop here and there and just talk about our opinions on the whole topic. So, Munster, Indiana. All tobacco and vaping products have been banned from Munster's public spaces and facilities, in which violators can be fined up to $1,500 and even labeled as a public nuisance. Let's go a little deeper. On November 14th, the council approved on a second reading of the ordinance that bans the smoking of all tobacco products, including electronic cigarettes, within 15 feet of a public space or entrance to a public facility in Munster, according to Lake County Tobacco Prevention Coalition. This is in quotes here. This is one of the most comprehensive local smoke-free air ordinances that has passed in the state of Indiana, said Irene Phillips, program coordinator for the coalition. So, gotta breathe. I always forget to breathe when I talk.
That's a problem. Beer.
That is a problem. I'm like turning blue. The funny thing is, you think I turned blue, but I'd actually turn red, believe it or not.
But see, that's where all this other red in the screen would be your downfall, is we wouldn't be able to tell. You would just blend in with everything else.
So now I guess this article gets into a little bit of the offenses. So a first-time offense will be written up. A second violation will result in a $200 fine. A third will be $400. A fourth will be $800. And then there will be $1,500 fine for every additional violation within the calendar year. Repeated violations of the ordinance has been deemed a public nuisance, in which the town of Munster could seek a restraining order against a violator. And then it goes on to say that the ordinance, passing of Ordinance 1780, which Logan and myself couldn't find the actual ordinance online. So
I went right onto Munster, Indiana's ordinance page in their directory and looked for Ordinance 1780. It's not on the books yet. It's not anywhere on the site yet. So.
Ricky, this is Munster, Indiana.
Munster, Indiana. Yes, it's another one of these bullshit outdoor smoking bans, outdoor vaping bans. That even the science behind outdoor smoking bans, it's all bullshit. It's all. It's all I don't do it and I don't want to see it. That's all it comes down to. It's the I don't want to see it. I don't want to smell it. I don't.
Yeah. So the article goes on to say that the ordinance passed on the anniversary of the death of one of Munster's residents' mothers, and then Mary, I think her name is Mary Henke. I don't really know how to pronounce the last name. I guess how her mother died of lung cancer from secondhand smoke exposure 10 years ago. So then she goes on to say a quote, my mom basically sacrificed her life so that I could go to college. People need their jobs to survive, but should not have to tolerate the ravages of secondhand smoke as my mom did. And then the article goes on to say 47 deaths have been associated with e-cigarettes, and vaping products have been recorded nationwide. So then there's one last quote that says, the town of Munster has made the lives of residents and the future of their youth a priority. So what do you think, Logan? Let's dive into our opinion aspect of this. What do you think of?
I think it's a feel-good policy, like every outdoor smoking ban or every public space smoking ban or vaping ban, especially vaping ban. I mean,
and of course,
there's at least a half a dozen studies that prove secondhand vapor is literally not a thing, as far as risk to bystanders go. So it's literally a feel-good policy. It's I don't want to see it policy. It's, Corey said out of sight, out of mind, kind of. That's basically all it comes down to. I mean, and this happens, you could go to a park right now, a public park where smoking is banned, and find someone smoking.
I love that. John,
I mean,
John said, "Who wouldn't want to smell fruit medley in public?"
But that's the thing. And these ordinances, things like this, are hardly ever enforced. They're tacked on to things. So if you're offending doing something else, but you happen to also be smoking within so many feet of an entranceway, or smoking at a park, when they catch you for whatever else, is usually when these things apply. Like a cop going by a public park or by a public space or something, like wherever you're at, a cop going by and sees you smoking, like he's got so many better things to do. And that's the thing about all of these kind of bullshit little feel good policies like this, is they're hardly ever enforced. Like, I don't know. It's something that I don't think anybody should really be overly.
One of the parts that
about.
really gets me is, it says in the beginning, it talks about the fine up to $1,500, and then obviously it goes on to say, even more for repetitive violators. But then it says you can even be labeled as a public nuisance. So if I violate this ordinance, do I have some file in some town hall, Matt so and so, public nuisance? And then it goes on to say, I don't know if I read it, but you can actually you can have a restraining order.
Our camera is really struggling. It might be because of the lights.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's trying to focus on the lights behind you. Repeated violation of the ordinance has been deemed a public nuisance, in which the town of Munster could seek a restraining order against a violator.
And I'll let you in on a secret. All this is another like tax on the poor. It's another way to get money from poor people. Who smokes? Marginalized communities, people with mental illness, poor people. Those are the top 3 communities that smoke. Yeah. This is just one more way to take money from those communities.
Now, I don't know all the the dangers of secondhand smoke, and I can imagine that it's not healthy. But is it a fact that
when it comes to secondhand smoke, Matt? Let me let you in on a little secret. When it comes to secondhand smoke, outside, there's no risk to bystanders. I'm sorry, anybody wants to argue that fact, please DM me. But there's no harm to bystanders outside. If you're standing next to somebody smoking, or you're within the vicinity of somebody smoking, there are literally not enough parts per million in a wisp of smoke going by you to hurt you in any capacity.
Yeah, and I mean, I think
our lungs have been evolving for thousands of years.
And I don't want to say funny, like that's just plain rude.
It's just not scientific.
In the article, they bring up the fact that this ordinance got passed on the same day that a resident's mother had passed away from lung cancer, which she claimed had been secondhand smoke. When I think of secondhand smoke, I think of like when I was younger, and both of my parents, who were like pack-a-day smokers, would smoke inside like our tiny apartment, and then when you'd go move, you'd take a picture off the wall, and it would be so goddamn brown around the wall, and you'd see the wall is white. Like I think of like clam bacon. You want to talk about secondhand smoke? Sit next to a smoker while they smoke for 8 hours a day. Like that's
this is where secondhand smoke exposure actually becomes realistic. Is long-term direct, like secondhand, like close proximity. Like you have to live with a smoker for a number of years, like a long time, to have any effects from secondhand smoke. So yes, it is a danger to children if you're somebody who smokes indoors for years while your kids grow up. Yes, that's problematic. To be outside anywhere near a smoker is not at any risk to anyone at all, period. I will argue that. And then when you're talking about vapor, it doesn't even... If there's something that's less than no risk, that's what secondhand vapor is. And in indoors, there are studies showing that there's no, even indoors, even if you were to, there's a study going back to 1947, where they had monkeys and rats, and I can share this study. I've shared it in this stream before. Monkeys and rats that lived in a saturated environment for up to 18 months in PG saturated atmosphere. Saturated, meaning like cloud, inhaling propylene glycol. Like there's no risk to bystanders. Indoors, outdoors, clam baked room. Like our lungs are phenomenal at at filtering vapor, like e-liquid vapor. It's why we use the ingredients that we use. All right,
Yeah.
that's it. That's my rant about all of that.
Yeah.
The
So
science isn't there. It's a feel-good policy, and it probably won't even be enforced.
time to drive home, but I'm listening. Oh, okay, buddy. Glad you're
That's
listening.
that's my take. That's my hot take.
Speaking of listening, kind of interject quickly here. If anybody is interested in knowing, this is also going to start to go up on SoundCloud, which is it's funny I mentioned that. I forgot to do. Oh no, I did do start recording. Nice. So yeah, this is also going on SoundCloud as well. If anybody is interested, if you can't finish the whole stream, or if you want to just listen to it and not have video another day or something, if you have to leave. So this is also going to be on SoundCloud as well. So I guess we can kind of get on to the next thing. And I know somebody mentioned Massachusetts earlier. I think I want to say John.
My heart
John.
goes out to everyone in Massachusetts.
Yeah, so I keep
Yes,
looking and seeing G on, but he said
PG
it's
was
John,
actually
so,
PG was
yeah.
patented and ready to be used and approved for hospital ventilation systems back in the 80s as well.
So yeah, so our next topic. Now this was on Wednesday. Charlie Baker signed the sweeping legislation. I'm gonna read it. I'm just gonna drop the link first. So here's the link to that if you guys want to follow along. If you know about this, then you know. If you don't know, well, we're going to read it to you. So Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker on Wednesday signed sweeping legislation to restrict the sale of flavored tobacco and vaping products, making his state the first to enact such stringent controls. Beer break.
Yeah, my heart goes out to Massachusetts.
So the new law, which is set to take effect on June 1st, 2020, this is what this article is saying. This isn't me. So it's not a blanket ban. Instead, it limits the sale of flavored nicotine vaping products, including menthol, to licensed smoking bars where they may only be smoked on site. The same restrictions apply to all other flavored tobacco products, including menthol cigarettes and flavored chewing tobacco. Baker did not offer details on how the state intends to enforce the law. And Logan and myself, we were joking about, you go there and you buy a pack of menthol cigarettes, you got to smoke all of them in the bar, and you're damn right they're going to check you on the way out. So it's kind of funny. Did not offer details on how they're going to enforce the law. Yeah, I mean, how are they going to enforce
Get
the law?
all your cigarettes at once in the bar, and there is an additional 75% tax too.
Yeah.
Drive north.
Drive north. Live free or die right up here. Not too far.
Drive north to New Hampshire. I don't know what online is like in Massachusetts right now. From my understanding, people are still getting things shipped to Massachusetts through UPS and FedEx. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, Mass is brutal. My heart goes out to everybody in Mass. Ricky, I know you're here often. Shout out to you, the whole Mass. Everybody in Mass. I used to live in Mass. I was about 15 minutes away from here. I used to live in Tingsboro, Mass. So, I mean, I guess I got out at a good time. So then Baker, in this article, Baker goes on to say it's pretty clear that there isn't going to be a federal policy on this anytime soon. Baker said at the signing, so this was on Wednesday. So in the absence of that, we had to act. So then the article goes on to say how in September Baker declared a public health emergency and issued the 4-month ban on all vaping products following. Now we all know this is incorrect, but following the mysterious lung illnesses and deaths nationwide that were linked to vaping. The temporary blanket ban was set to expire in late January, but on Wednesday, the governor said it will end December 11th. So it'll end on December 11th, and then what is this? June 1st, 2020 is when this new law will go into effect.
Which is similar to New York City recently. New York City Council passed their ban, their full flavor ban, which doesn't take effect until July of 2020. Which is interesting because I believe, and I don't know if it's true for Mass, and I don't know if it's true for New York City, but I believe both bills still leave room for FDA approved flavors. So if PMTAs do go through anywhere, I think those would end up being available even after the ban. I don't know. I don't know.
You know the thing, and I was just reading what Ricky was saying in the chat. And he was saying USPS is still coming as long as the company will ship. I'll get it. And the funny thing about that, I've started to notice. I don't order online too much anymore, but when I do, I've noticed a few select sites will actually have you put in what state you're from. So yeah, that's also something that's going to start going on. I guess if you have a friend that'll ship you something, if you can drive to another state, I guess that's pretty much,
Yeah, PayPal.
you know,
PayPal.
unless you have a huge stock up of what you got going on right now. Other than that, I mean, it's going to be buy off a
That
friend.
Dom that is no longer in the Massachusetts bill. Dr. Siegel, ex CDC, Dr. Siegel, did post this on Twitter a while ago that the forfeiture of your vehicle or whatever in Massachusetts, that part of the bill was removed.
Your car, boat, or plane? You mean they're not
Yeah,
going to take my plane
the
anymore?
car, boat, and plane. Yeah, they did remove that. So that is not a thing. That is not going to happen.
You know, Massachusetts is just. I hate to be rude to anybody that lives in Massachusetts, but Massachusetts is fucking ridiculous. I lived in Massachusetts my whole life, and they call it Taxachusetts. They call people massholes, and it's all for good reason. And you know, a big fuck you to Charlie Baker is what I have to say to that. So this article just goes on to say everything that I think all of us know. You know, vitamin E acetate, and then it just talks about what Trump had to say in September, which we know. The meeting, what was that, like a couple weeks ago now? A little over. It was definitely over a week ago now.
Yeah.
So, you know, wheels are turning, gears are spinning, but Massachusetts, we all know whatever happens federally, you know, states are still going to do whatever they want, and we know, you know, there will be follow the leader going on. But I don't want to say I thought Massachusetts was going to be different, but I kind of thought so, honestly. It's all this, what do they call it? Like, I don't know, jumpy policy? Is that what you'd call it? These kind of...
Now, in June 2020, are unflavored and tobacco flavors still allowed on the market?
Yeah, I've seen it.
John
said... Yeah.
Because if unflavored e-liquids are still available on the market, there's workarounds for that.
Yeah.
That I don't necessarily know are in that bill.
Yeah, I don't have the actual bill in front of me. I'm just reading from like a news article, but yeah, there's a lot that these guys are going to have to think about when it comes to people thinking about working around things. Like, are we talking, which I'm not sure, but the 75%, was that on bulk nicotine as well, just straight up nicotine?
I don't know if it's a wholesale or a
like,
floor tax, or I think it's a floor tax.
Okay, I don't know. I think that was yes to you, Logan. I don't think that was a yes to me.
I don't.
Not that quick.
Or if it's just an additional 75%.
I'd have to read further into Massachusetts.
Yes, tobacco and unflavored is still going to be available. Because if tobacco and unflavored is still available, there's a workaround.
And of course, everybody's going to be trying to work around anyway. Just you calling your friend and having him shipping you something. I mean, that's a workaround.
I agree that the issue is definitely a huge issue is that 75% tax. Yeah. Which what Massachusetts taxes cigarettes at something like 30 something. Oh, it's an excise tax. Yeah, that's shitty. It's higher than cigarette taxes, I believe, in Massachusetts.
Excise tax is ridiculous. I remember when I got my first car, I was in Mass, and when I saw the excise tax, I was like, what the hell is this? What the hell is an excise tax? What the hell is going on here? And you know, it's a privilege to drive in Massachusetts. So guess what? You will pay us for that privilege. Oh, sorry, I worked my ass off for this, this car, my license, whatever, my job. Now I got to pay the state. Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Yeah, New York's the same way.
And you bet your ass that 75...
New York will squeeze every penny out of you that they can.
And you bet your ass that 75% excise tax that's on, these smoking and vaping products and all this, it's like, it's not going to go...
Yep.
It's not going to go towards any kind of prevention programs. And even if some of it does, it's such a minimal amount, it's just to say that they did something. It's never, we take 50% of this or 75% of this.
Amen, Corey.
There's always workarounds. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why prohibition doesn't work.
Exactly, because there's workarounds. People are
Because it's literally
crafty.
PG, VG flavoring and nicotine. That's
Yeah.
why prohibition won't
But
work.
is there going to be problems that are going to come with this? Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah.
You're probably going to end up getting at least a couple inexperienced mixers or something, and yeah, there could be
And
negative effects.
let me tell you let me tell everybody a little something about harm reduction policy. It is fought tooth and nail every time. Every time, for moralistic reasons, for religious reasons, for financial reasons, for all sorts of reasons. Harm reduction policies are fought every single time. And you want to know how they get won? Civil disobedience. Do you want to know why there are areas that have safe needle exchange programs? It's because people were doing it out of their vehicles to begin with. There were people. Troy Farah, if you want to go listen to a great podcast, go listen to Narcotica. Troy Farah is an
Excuse me.
amazing human being. He used to basically run a safe needle exchange program out of the trunk of his car. These are the people that went out and said no and did shit anyway. They fought for harm reduction and they got it. Every little step, every policy under the sun. People used to get arrested for giving people naloxone. Giving people naloxone, which reverses the effects of an opioid overdose. It gets people breathing again. It gets people alive. Arrested for that.
Crazy.
So there's a lesson in civil disobedience here. So everybody in Massachusetts, I'm not encouraging anybody publicly on a live stream to break the law. I'm not going to do that. But I will encourage you to do some research into that.
Yeah,
Sometimes
Massachusetts.
that's kind of what it takes.
Massachusetts. Yeah, it's crazy. I was reading some policy on New York, and they were comparing New York's population to Massachusetts, or New York City, I should say, and they were just talking about what Massachusetts is doing with policy and such, and it just blows my mind. Like, there's nothing. I don't know. There's no research that backs any of this, that this is going to help. You know, the kids. It's all they talk about. But like, where's the statistics? What are you showing? Like, what are we going to see 6 months from now?
Matt, when it comes to moral panics, you don't need them.
No.
Exactly, Corey. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jason. So, Jason, I would encourage you then to put on the Rise and Vape podcast when you are trying to sleep.
So nice. He said it twice.
He did say it twice.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're bringing unpaid taxed e-liquids in from another state, I believe you are technically breaking the law.
Of course.
Just to let you know, John. I believe by their standards, you would still be technically breaking the law.
Yeah. So the next.
Again, I'm not going to encourage people here publicly on a live stream to practice civil disobedience in these times. I'm just encouraging you to research it.
You don't need to tell anybody to do anything. People are gonna do.
People are gonna do what people are gonna do. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So I'm dropping the next link to what we got, our next little topic here. Moving right along. This is this is an article to the Atlanta News Now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read this. So this is in Georgia.
Oh, then you're fine, John. For now.
I have 2 years of e-liquid. Wow, there you go.
For now.
Yeah.
You're fine for now.
I'm going to go ahead and read this. This is a little bit lengthy, but I'll probably do the whole, cut some of it out and whatnot. So basically, to kind of just jump in, two teens, I guess, were doing a podcast, and the topic of vaping got brought up, and now state lawmakers are now talking about restricting sales. It was two younger teens, where these boys were 15 here. Yeah, so They were talking about nicotine withdrawals. This article goes on to say it was insane. Said one of the Juan Borrego. I guess he was doing the podcast there. He'd be sweating. He'd be anxious, shaking. They realized their friend wasn't alone. We saw how many kids were suffering. Marco said. Yeah, and I guess now Georgia officials have been reacting as the national story about vaping casualties has hit home. As of November 25th, the state toll was 31 vaping associated illnesses, 3 of them fatal, according to Georgia Department of Public Health. In October, Governor Brian Kemp issued a statement about the risks. He urged convenience stores, vape shops, and community leaders to join us in raising awareness, which I don't think that's a bad statement as far as making people aware of what
As
to stay
long as
away
you're
from.
making people aware of the
Yeah.
with the proper information.
Yeah. So I guess now some state lawmakers are now talking about restricting sales. They may not have heard the Borrego's Boys podcast, but they did hear from the twins' mom, an internal medicine doctor at Northside Hospital, Forsyth, I guess is how I'm going to pronounce that. The boys' discoveries about vaping and its prevalence in schools galvanized her. When they told me about the nicotine withdrawals, I was amazed. I was floored. Dr. Justine Henao said they opened her eyes to the dangers before several ailing youths hit her hospital in Forsyth County. Previously consumed with family life, getting her boys to soccer and keeping her young daughter supplied with books, Henao evolved into an activist. She rallied Atlanta's medical community and lobbied lawmakers. She's been absolutely a champion of the issue, said David F. Waldrop, executive director of the Medical Association of Atlanta. The organization recently adopted her resolution to advocate for a crackdown. They want legislation prohibiting the sale of vapes and other tobacco products to anyone under 21 and banning flavored tobacco products, including vape liquid, often referred to as juice. The liquid is vaporized by a device's electronic heating element so it can be inhaled. Yeah. At a hearing of the State House's Health and Human Services Committee in early November, Hanau showed the pictures from inside the chest of a teenager who vaped, and this is in quotes, lungs can rupture, pop like a balloon. And that's what happened to the 17-year-old. She explained to the committee members the top of his lungs were permanently stapled to seal them so they could inflate and function normally. And I guess the boy's mother said that it's unclear how her son's long-term health will be affected by the vaping chemicals and the stapling. And it goes on to say that she wants parents to know that their kids can die. She had no idea her son had been vaping until he admitted it in the hospital while sweating, shaking, and vomiting through withdrawal. How can they sell this crap to kids and think that it's okay? Then it goes on to talk about how Juul's the leader in the industry and positioned itself to smoking cessation. This article's pretty long, so I don't want to read all of this, but basically I just want to get your thoughts, Logan. They give the whole
Sounds like this kid has a whole lot of things going on.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of things going on. There's, you got kids podcasting, and then their mother finds out. Now the mother's pushing for legislation. These boys.
I think first of all, it's already illegal for these kids to.
That's number one. That's above all number one. Let's talk about
so
that.
So they're being turned into martyrs for doing something illegal to begin with. From there, this boy ruptured his lung. Oh God, there's a lot of reasons why a lung can rupture. We've gone over this before with Blebs, that kid who had the bleb. Remember the big bleb deal? We all talked about blebs. We talked about blebs for like a month. So that's a distinct possibility. I don't know what's going on with that or with this boy and his ruptured lung.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
I think
Corey. That's always how these articles are. We literally have an article like this practically every week where it's always emotion, it's no facts, and the bottom line, or it should be the top line actually, is these kids are underage to begin with. I think we literally talked about this last week. It was another similar article. So, you got parents that are, my son did no wrong, so this needs to be banned because guess what?
They didn't even know it had nicotine.
Yeah. So, there's
Tell me your kids can't read? Like, what the fuck? It's the dumbest fucking argument I've ever heard.
I think
I think there's a lot going on with this kid, and I think that it's easy for doctors and it's easier for people right now to literally just say, oh, it's got to be the vaping, because a lot of them don't even know what the fuck is going on. So they just point everything at that, and that's where a lot of this comes from. So I think there needs to be better patient care, better understanding of what's going on. So yeah, I just think it's bogus, and it's a shame that this woman is a doctor, and she should be better educated, and she could be better educated. But now at this point, because she's dealt with this with her children, the chance of reaching this woman with any viable information at this point is probably pretty nil. Um, you know, it's sad, but that's true. When people go through this experiences, things like this, and they make up their mind, it's really hard to change someone's mind these days after something like that. So,
and kids will just even. We all know kids aren't going to stop using this stuff no matter what regulations in every state, federally, blah blah blah. Kids will keep doing things they're not supposed to, and it'll just move on to the next thing, and then there will be a plethora of the next thing in all these news outlets, and you'll see plenty of articles on whatever these kids are doing next, because we know what teens do. We know they do what they're not supposed to do, and they will find it.
The more that you tell a teenager that something is not for them, the more they're going to want it.
Yeah. So that's that article.
I'll let you guys know if my lungs ever rupture.
Like I just said, we always talk about how these articles, there's no facts, there's no listen, we have, like I said last week, listen, we have the exact setup that he was using, blah blah blah, this is what's in it, blah blah blah. It's never like that. It's like, oh, his lung ruptured and he was vaping. That's always the article. Well, okay, great. What was he vaping? Why don't you tell us that? Or
he got really sick from eating. Ban eating. Ban it.
Yeah.
Ban it.
Yeah.
You want to solve E. coli outbreaks? Ban food.
Ban food. Yeah, ban food. Yeah, who was it that was talking about that recently? Talking about lettuce and romaine lettuce and blah blah blah.
I don't know. It's a common thing that I see on Twitter all the time.
And there's so much on Twitter, especially talking about flavors. Like guys like Mitt Romney, and I think everybody has still been going off about how he was
unicorn poop.
Yeah, unicorn poop. Yeah, this article actually goes on to say that they started another podcast playlist called Vaping Attention to Prevention, and they embarked on a series of podcasts this summer, and their first episode was named Unicorn Poop, which sounds familiar because I think, if I'm correct, was it Mitt Romney that was talking about flavors and said something about unicorn poop? So
yeah, 480,000 people dying every year, and Mitt Romney's sitting in this fucking room talking about unicorn poop. Come on.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Listen, and we say this practically every week because we always just, I always grab whatever the newest articles are, and I feel like we literally have an article like this practically, I want to say at least the last 3 weeks, and it's always the same. If these kids were actually vaping just the regular, what we vape here every week, just nicotine-containing e-liquid, this is a joke.
Even if it's a jewel.
It's just, if it was...
this sort of thing is not going to happen. It's not caused by juuling or vaping or...
what was the big number? Was it something like 13 million? 13 million people vape? Whatever. Was that what it was? Or was that
13 million strong. I think worldwide right now there's somewhere in the realm of 13 million people who have successfully 100% switched over from cigarettes to e-liquid. We have... I believe in the United States, the current number is somewhere around 3.5 million full switching.
Yeah.
And then an additional somewhere in the realm of 8 or 9 more million who are in transition, dual users or whatnot.
And
don't quote me on those numbers, but I think it's somewhere around there.
And we've known since late August, early September, what's been causing these illnesses and deaths.
I reported on it in August.
To say, and of course it's sad. I'm not trying to get away from the point of people becoming ill or dying is not sad. It's sad, but guess what? If this was normal nicotine-containing e-liquid, which we know it's not, we know exactly what it is. But if it was, it would be a lot more common. So every time
it's not to say that this kid wasn't using both.
It's not even. Yeah, it's not. I mean, they always have to point the finger. It's always, well, he was vaping. So then the average person will vaping as a term, and it's electronic cigarette. So he was vaping, so that's what did it to him. No, we don't know what this kid was vaping. It's not said. Not to mention that it seems like every goddamn news outlet that puts out an article forgets to mention guess what, this kid was underage. So rich kid on the hill, his mother goes up to and wants all this legislation done when it's her kid's not perfect. We're sorry, your kid's not perfect. He was already using something that was illegal for him. Even if it was the normal stuff, but guess what? He was using something else that's, it's like... What
Yeah.
do you know? They want to blame the state, they want to blame laws and everything when it's like it comes back to you as a parent, you know. Either you're not watching your kid or you're not teaching your kid or it's not following through or something, you know what I mean? And then you're so shocked, you know, oh, his lungs had to get stapled and I don't know how that's going to affect him. Well, your kid was using something he shouldn't have, and he was using something illegal or black market, or he got it from fucking Bobby down the alley, and now he's paying for it.
Jim Bob up the road. He's having a sale right now. Black Friday sale.
But oh no, I was only vaping nicotine. I swear, it was just a jewel. It was just a jewel. Well, guess what? There's statistics out. We know what people are vaping. We know kids lie. Everyone knows teens lie. Give me a break. This kid got injured and he gets caught. Oh no, I was just vaping nicotine. That's it. Like we know this, but these articles are repetitive. They're ridiculous, and they're like irrelevant.
Thank you, Corey.
They're irrelevant.
This is a suburbia problem, not a youth problem.
Yeah, rich white kids are being affected, and their mothers are getting off the wine for a couple days to go fucking stomp up to the Capitol or the government or whatever and try and make shit happen.
Not even, bro. They're
Make a
bringing
phone
those
call.
little fucking wine pouches with them.
I think I saw a
Fucking dumb.
commercial for those. It's not. I think I saw a commercial for like some kind of was it like bourbon pouches
In a pouch?
Yeah, it's like okay, let's talk about that. They're like, oh shit, those kids fucking eating Tide Pods. Let's put fucking liquor in those. We'll sell the
Yeah.
shit out of those.
Oh yeah, fucking A. I actually I saw the commercial for those, the little like whiskey pods.
Yeah.
They like dissolve in your mouth. I want one. I want to try it
You wanna
really
try it,
badly.
yeah.
I really want to try them.
Choke on the non-dissolvable fucking pouch. What a waste of bourbon. Hello, camera, you gonna focus? Jesus.
Yeah, dude, mine's been doing it the whole time because it's still trying to pick up the.
Still trying to
I
pick up
just
the
wanted the
Christmas
ambiance.
shit. Yeah.
Damn it.
So that's basically what I have for articles. I don't want to get into the CPSC, the whole bottle thing. Jim, you're great. You're an awesome guy, but that article is so goddamn long, dude. I'm not gonna sit here. and
Dude,
read
Jim
that.
goes on some.
It's great though. Like it's great, but Jim,
Yeah.
like that article is. I'd have to do 3 live streams just to get through that article. So, I guess we're at the point. I want to thank everybody again for being here. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, feel free that like button, that thumbs down, whatever you want to do. If you're here on the replay, thank you very much. I guess we're at the point now where we can do we'll do a little Q&A, and then we'll wrap it up. So if you guys
Q&A.
If you guys have
You
any-
got the Q, I got the A.
ask us anything, if you guys have any questions, you want to hear our opinion on anything, vape related, non-vape related, you want to ask us, if
Matt, what color are your socks today?
black socks, dude. That's
Black
all I wear is
socks.
black socks, bro.
Yeah.
If you want to ask us if you want to ask Logan if he poops naked, I can already give you the answer to that.
I do. I keep a
does.
hanger
He does.
in the bathroom for my
couple hangers.
clothes.
Yeah.
I hang my clothes up. I fold them. I put them over there. I poop. Then I get redressed.
While we wait for some questions.
I actually poop and then I get in the shower because I like to full body cleanse
Oh
after
yeah,
I
he
poop.
doesn't waste toilet paper. What are you kidding me? He just
No, I
drops
just-
it and then he goes
Yeah,
into
and
the
I have
shower.
a detachable shower head, which is great.
Where is this going? Speaking
Yeah,
of shower
yeah.
heads, where does that go? So, I guess while we wait for some questions, if anybody has any questions, we'll get into Logan. What do you got coming up this week?
Podcast.
Podcast.
That's it.
Just a podcast.
just,
What?
just podcasting.
You and Grim. Yeah, Grim started a trend, man. Once everybody found it out, he pooped naked. Everyone's like, yeah, we all poop naked.
Yeah, everybody
Grim
poops
does
naked.
it. What are you kidding me? What is your New Year's resolution, Matthew? Holy shit. Is that my mom talking to me? From the afterlife?
Dude, I'm gonna get.
Matthew.
I think it's pronounced budgie smuggler.
Logan is wearing them. Naked poopers. Naked poopers. Naked poopers. My New Year's resolution. What is
Naked
my-
poppers, naked poppers.
Oh, man, New Year's resolution. I guess we're going down that road, huh? The whole let's turn
What's
a
your
new
New
leaf.
Year's resolution?
My New Year's
Turn in a
resolution
new leaf.
is to work even harder, all across the board. Whatever you want that to consist of. My 8-hour-a-day job that usually turns into 12 or whatever, 16 hours a week OT or whatever it is. That you want to talk Twitter, news and advocacy, reaching out to people, YouTube, hopefully SoundCloud now, whatever it is, all of it. That's my New Year's resolution, is to continue the bit of a grind I got going and hopefully start to grind more. I guess is what I got.
Would you hire someone to wipe your bum if you were wealthy enough to do so?
And I think the follow up question with that is, what would they be wiping you with? Like if you're that rich, I mean, we're talking $1
Dollar
bills.
bills, y'all.
I think like a fresh 20 out of like an ATM.
Would probably cut you. No, I would not hire anyone to wipe
Damn
my ass
phone, and
if
it's,
I was wealthy enough to do so. I would,
I don't know.
I don't know, employ people responsibly, offer a quality healthcare, and
Wait, I thought we were talking about wiping your ass. What are you giving these people? A
uh,
bidet. We need a toilet that squirts the water at your butt after.
a bidet. You want a bidet?
Yeah.
I could use a bidet. That would be nice. Nice little spritz on the bum. Let's see. What are they wiping? Wiping is the verb. What they're wiping with matters. Well said, Corey.
My New Year's resolution is to be a bigger asshole this year or next year than I was this year.
My New Year's resolution, I actually have kind of a legitimate one. I want to start reducing my caffeine intake next year.
Do you have a high caffeine intake?
I do have a ridiculously high caffeine intake. So,
Yeah, I respect it, man. Whatever you
yeah,
want to cut
that's
down on or change.
you know, no, I'm not trying to eliminate caffeine necessarily from my life, but I am going to try to cut down on it to hopefully get better sleep and things like that. Caffeine is a vicious cycle for me because I don't get enough sleep, so I need caffeine to have the energy to get through my day. But then the caffeine in turn also prevents me from getting quality sleep. So
Are we talking like caffeine? Like, are you a big coffee drinker or just caffeine in all its forms type deal?
I intake a lot of caffeine in multiple forms.
I see.
On average, the low end is probably somewhere in the realm of 500 milligrams a day. On a really busy day, I'm upwards of like 1,000 milligrams of caffeine a day. And long periods of that, if I were to do that for years and years and years, would probably lead to some heart issues. So
When am I gonna get the mustache milk? Mustache milk. Do I still have that? I think I threw it in the trash.
do I have a favorite high-end device? No, I do not own any high-end devices.
You're describing my life. Yeah. Hey, caffeine, man. I couldn't tell you the actual intake like Logan just.
I get caffeine headaches really bad in the morning. I will wake up
real bad.
I wake up in the morning with a caffeine headache just about every morning, and once I start drinking coffee or I have an energy drink or something like that, it immediately goes away.
I'll say I'm big on coffee. I'm not big on energy drinks. Like I really don't drink energy drinks like at all.
I was really big into like G Fuel, like
Okay.
nootropic and things like that. Energy drink mixes. For a while, they were a little bit better, but yeah, dude, I take in way too much caffeine.
4 cups of coffee. Yeah, 4 cups, like actually,
And
like,
2
literally
energy
like 4
drinks every
cups.
day at
You know what I
work.
mean?
Yeah, it's a lot of caffeine, dude. I'm right there with you, John. No, Jason, you can't.
Jay is just a moocher. He's just a mooch. Freddie Freeloader in the chat.
Yeah, dude, I get headaches from caffeine. That's basically how caffeine withdrawal works for me. Is I get really bad headaches.
I don't get them real bad, but I will get them. Like if
I'm
I'm
actually
like,
sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead, Matt.
I was gonna
No.
say if I don't have a coffee, even if it's a small amount by like 1 or 2, like right before I go into work, like I'll be irritable as shit. Like I'll have a slight headache,
Yeah,
but
I
nothing
get
like
really
pounding.
irritable.
Like I'm not. Maybe it's because
I
my
get like
caffeine-
splitting headaches. Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of interested in the Aegis pod. I mean, yeah.
What's it called? Is it actually called the Aegis pod?
I
Is it
don't.
called something
Aegis Boost or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's
Is it-
called.
is it an
but
AIO or is it just a pod?
It's an AIO, I believe.
I think it's and it's kind of tall too, right? I think
It's
I've seen
it's like the
pictures of it. I just don't know what
slightly
it's called.
smaller than the Aegis Solo or
Yeah.
the Aegis Mini or whatever that was.
I'm not a pod guy, man. I don't know. I'm just.
But I think the durability, and it comes with a cap. So if you're a
it
working
does.
man, they made this for the working man. They made this for people like me, like blue
Comes
collar
with
guys
a-
that work
comes
in
with a pocket
landscaping
condom?
and construction. Yeah, dude, this mod has it all. I think they made it for people like me, and I'm actually kind of interested in it. I'd like to.
You
I'd like to
take
get
a
one.
pot of coffee with you to work.
Probably he's probably got a thermos
Oh, a
that
pot.
big.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how do you take a pot of coffee with you to work? I mean,
Just takes the whole pot.
you're telling me you don't
Boost, I
have like
think,
a.
too. Yeah, something like that.
My workplace has, like a industrial style like coffee maker there, so it's like I can keep the caffeine going all day.
If that little pod is as durable as the other Aegis devices, and you're in the market for a pod, and you need something durable, I think it's going to check those boxes for you. I believe it has like an RDA capability or like a rebuildable insert somewhere. I think I've read that as well.
This is I don't have too much geek vape stuff, but I can say this right here,
Solo?
The Aegis, is it called the Solo? It just
I
takes
think
a
that's
single,
the Solo.
just takes a single 18650. I got it with the Tengu RDA, and I don't use this thing at all. It's not of interest to me. Like a single 186, like I got it at first, and then I was like, oh, single 18650. But I just like I'm a high wattage guy. Like everything I use, 100 watts.
I mean, if you had a little mouth to lung setup or something, that
this would
device
be
would
great.
be phenomenal.
But compared to the Legend that I got off of a good friend, I know he's not here, but shout out to my good friend. He thought this device was messed up when actually one of his 18650 batteries was just toast. He was like, "Oh, one of the indicators keeps reading 0." He's like, "So here you go," and he gave it to me, and I was like, "Dude," you realize like one of your batteries is just dead." I was like, "I got batteries in here all the time. There's no problem with it." He's like, "Yeah, I realized that after I gave it to you," and then he got a new one, but. I love this thing, and this thing feels rugged as hell. I don't know if anybody in chat has this Solo or whatever it's called. It just feels chintzy.
Yeah.
It just feels like chintzy. Like
The
this
only
thing is
Aegises that I
big
have,
and
I have the
rugged,
Legend,
man. Like,
and I have the original Aegis, the 26650 Aegis, and both are great mods.
so I guess we're wrapping it up. You said you have a podcast coming out this week.
I have a podcast coming out every Monday over
Every Monday.
on SoundCloud and on iTunes. Search for Rise and Vape over there. You can find us if I searched on iTunes the other day. I went into the search bar and typed in Rise and Vape, and I couldn't find it. So I don't know what's going on with that.
I'm gonna drop the link to your SoundCloud in the
But
chat.
yeah,
there.
you can go
And-
follow us over on SoundCloud. Where me and my wife do a weekly podcast, and then I also do a series called Rise and Chat, where I bring people onto the show and I interview them, and I get their stories and what they do for the community and things like that. We have some really amazing discussions over there. So go check those out. Please follow over on SoundCloud. I really do appreciate it. And other than that, I think that's really about it, man.
Yeah, we got the banners running the top and the bottom of the screen, so you can follow Logan and myself at what those say. Instagram, Twitter. I'm on Facebook as well. I don't have that up there, but as far as what I got coming out this week, I will have a video on the Dang. I've just been trying to enjoy it more. I did notice through a video and through my own noticing. I don't think the camera's really going to be
That's
able to
a
show
Saddle
it,
Horse Blue sticker on the back.
but the top cap has notches in it for your preferred airflow. It kind of just clarified right there. So, your different airflow settings, you just line up with the notches that are on the barrel compared to the airflow ring, which is cool as well. So I'll have a video coming out for the Dang. I guess I want to do more videos. When I buy stuff, whenever I do, although it's few and far in between, I want to go back to doing videos. Of course, I'm going to be all over Twitter. I try to be on Twitter as much as I can. So that's what I got going on. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and I guess we'll do the thing, Logan. You want to do the thing?
We're doing the thing?
We're going to do
All
the
right,
thing.
bye, everybody. Thank you for coming out to the show. Much love to everybody. Keep on vaping and research.
Research.
Maybe not practice civil disobedience in Massachusetts.